Hello there, my name is Greg Harradine, I'm a composer, and this is episode 24 of my series Good Art, Bad Art, in which I explore all different types of music and try to discuss what makes a great album, or a great song, and vice versa. When a song is bad, what makes it bad? Today, the focus is a song of this fantastic album, Homogenic, by Björk, and the song in question is track 2, Yoga. Like I said, this is my 24th episode of this series, and before I get to episode 30, I'm definitely going to include a few episodes suggested by you. So if you can think of a song or an album, a composition in any genre for me to discuss, let me know in the comments and tell me why. Now, the song Yoga, it's track 2 on her third album, Homogenic, released back in 1997, which makes me feel old. I'm 36, which that's okay. It's an okay age. I'm not quite 40 yet. But 1997, that's 28 years ago. That does make me feel old. Anyway, is Yoga a fantastic song, or is it an example of bad art? Well, it's a fantastic song, is it not? And I think there's three elements that combine beautifully well that make it an example of really great art. I'll explain the three elements, and then I'll go into a slight bit of musical analysis of the song at the end. The three elements: Björk's vocals, the strings, and the beat. I mean, these are the three parts of the song, really. One of the wonderful things about it is how these three things combine. At times, the texture can feel very thin, maybe just strings and vocals. Other times it feels very thick and busy. But it is just these three elements, really. Now, first of all, the vocals. Björk's vocals are always incredible, really, aren't they? And this song is no exception. Lyrically, she wanted it to be sort of two things. Firstly, a sort of homage to Iceland, the country of her birth. She said she wanted it to be almost a sort of national anthem for Iceland in a way. Something very romantic, something very proud. Those are her words. But also, it's about her best friend, whose name is Jóga. That's why the song is called Yoga. Her name is Jóga na Jóhannsdóttir. So it's also about her love for her best friend. I'll get a bit more into the vocals later on, but that's the first amazing element, Björk's vocals. Secondly, the strings. Now, Björk herself did the string arrangements, and I was surprised to learn these were added quite late in the production process. You would have thought the strings would be sort of there from the beginning of the conception of the song, but they were added quite late, performed by the Icelandic string octet. And Björk said that these sort of are the classic element of the song in terms of they represent a sort of old-fashioned nature of Iceland, like harking back to, the folk music, the folk traditions. And the strings are amazing. The arrangements are excellent. And again, I'll go into the harmony, the string harmony a little later on. But the vocals and strings, how they interact, really well done. Finally, the beat, one of the most interesting beats I've heard in a Björk song, actually in any song. These beats have been described as volcanic. I don't know if they sound volcanic. Of course, Iceland is a very volcanic country. But I would say they sound more like the weather. They're mixed and they're filtered and they sweep in and out. And sometimes they sound like sort of swirling wind. Sometimes it's like pounding thunder. And at times it really does sound like, I imagine, ice cracking off of an ice shelf and plunging into the sea with a great boom. That's what the drums sound like to me. I'm sometimes not a fan of electronic sort of trickery and lots of studio cleverness with the production, but this drum beat's amazing. Apparently, the engineer Marcus Dravs produced the beat, but it wasn't quite working for Björk. And then the producer Mark Bell got involved, and between the two of them, they got this sound. Interestingly, it's in compound time, so we have a feeling of sort of threes or maybe sixes moving forward, but the strings is in simple time. 4 beats to the bar generally. Funny that, so Björk didn't come up with this beat. She didn't write the words. Her friend, the poet Sean, wrote the words. So she didn't write the words. She didn't write the beats. She did do the strings and she did do the vocals. So there are elements that weren't from her. But of course, she is the overarching puppet master, puppet mistress, we could say. She's the auteur running the show. And yeah, you can tell. So the vocal strings and the beats work so well together. Now, the harmony, right? Really clever, interesting writing. Is it in C sharp minor? Sort of, yes. Sometimes it sounds like it goes to E major, relative major. But at start, what we hear is we have fifths. We have fifths moving near the start of the song, fifths moving in the low strings, which give it a feeling of almost a Phrygian mode, G sharp moving up to A, then up to B. And these fifths, it sounds like sort of old folk kind of music, yeah. But then we get more into C sharp minor, and the first chorus definitely sounds major, right? It's uplifting, E major, uplifting. But the clever thing is, Björk just doesn't stick to this feeling of E major in each chorus. That would be too saccharine for her, be too Disneyfied, right? What she does is in the second chorus, she inserts this great bass ostinato based on C sharp minor, right? So we only get one uplifting chorus. It's totally uplifting. The other two choruses have this minor bass line rumbling away, which give it a darker element. And one of the fascinating things is it does feel uplifting, this song, but weirdly, you think uplifting, you think higher. You think vocal lines getting higher or musical lines getting higher. But in the chorus, the general trend, yes, we have high notes in the strings and vocals, but the general trend is one of downward movement. Listen to Björk's vocals. The general trend is moving down, which goes against the uplifting feeling, which is what makes one of the reasons this song is so captivating, I think. Also, the fact that if we count it in a slow 4/4 in the chorus, then the last bar of the chorus pattern has an extra beat. So we have a bar of 5/4, right? Again, another clever little touch that makes it stand out above the crowd. I could say a lot more, but really, it's just a fantastic song on a fantastic album. And it's, once you've heard it a few times, it can hold a place in your heart, and it does hold a place in my heart. So I give this song, Yoga, I give it 89 out of 100. Yeah, pretty high score. I'm going to go and listen to it again now. I encourage you to do the same. Please let me know what I should talk about next in my series. Please do subscribe as well, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.